Welcome. Today we're going to do something just a little bit different than I've done in the past. On previous episodes, I have talked about sex and how important it is. Well, let me tell you, that episode kind of blew up, and I actually started researching more into this. I went on Reddit and I found this subreddit called The Dead Bedroom. And this is a board or a forum that has almost 500,000 people. I had no idea of how big of a problem this was. And so what I did is I pulled a couple of those posts and we're going to go over them today. And I'm going to give my thoughts of what I think may be the problem or my recommendations. So let's start with our first one. This first one is titled Bored. I don't know where to start. I have been in a relationship for 4 years, married for 2. He is seriously a great partner. I've read a lot of posts on here, and there is usually always some hidden red flag. Genuinely, there isn't here. My partner is one of the most sweet souls I've ever met. I feel happy every day that I found him. The problem is, because there always is one, right? I think our sex life is boring, and I'm not satisfied. I've had a few partners before, and all of them I've had chemistry with, like intense chemistry. When having sex with previous partners, I didn't even feel like words were necessary. They could read my body language and we moved together really well. My partner, he tries, and that same spark is there. I think she meant that same spark isn't there, but this same spark isn't there. We don't have a good rhythm, and sometimes I find our sex really corny and vanilla. Afterward, he always says how amazing and mind-blowing it was for him, but for me, it's just okay. To compound it, his sex drive is so much lower than mine. And so I frequently feel disappointed and not satisfied. To make matters worse, I've never orgasmed with him. I've been faking it. He tries so hard and I don't want him to, he tries so hard that I don't want him to feel like I'm satisfied. I think once again, she meant I don't want him to feel like she's not satisfied. I decided that really wasn't helping and stopped about 6 months ago, but he doesn't really seem to notice. He still thinks the sex is amazing. I told him a few months ago that I was bored and not really happy with our sex life. I asked if he could try something new or get some toys. He made some adjustments and tried to be more spontaneous, but he's not really a fan of toys. He tried a few times, but he says that made him uncomfortable. I'm still just as bored as before. I feel like there's a big pit in my stomach. We've had several discussions over the last few years about sex, and I feel so bad that I keep bringing it up, that I'm not happy, or that I want more sex, or that I want to try new things. But he tries, and it just always feels like meh. I really don't know what to do. I think he's trying so hard and doing such a good job, but the way he comes across is so corny. Like he's getting his ideas from porn videos or something. I have already told him I'm not satisfied, but I really don't know how to describe how bored I am. I also don't know what to suggest to fix this at this point. I'm tired and I don't know how to talk to him anymore about this. Okay, let me just start with this guy is trying. Communication. A lot of times we hear all the time, oh, you got to communicate, you got to communicate. Well, this woman is communicating and communicating and communicating. And to his like effort, like good for me. I mean, like, this guy is trying, right? This is a nice guy. This is the common situation where you have a nice guy. And women like that component outside in life, but in the bedroom, they do. They're like boring. And this woman wants this like intense, like carnal type of sex where it's just like rah. You can't force a man to be something he's not. So you have this nice guy, and what she's essentially asking him is to be something that he's not. You know, when he makes the effort, it's still feeling meh to her because it is. You can't fake sexual chemistry. And so my question is, you're only been married for you've been together for 4 years, but married for 2 is like, was this going on beforehand? Did you know that your sex life was going to be meh and boring beforehand? I'm glad she stopped faking it. That's ridiculous. Why would anybody do that? How can he have any feedback? But then she eventually stopped and said, oh, okay, yeah, I know this isn't good. And he doesn't seem to notice. And then also the fact that he has a lower libido. Like, everything in here to me screamed sexual incompatibility. And that's okay. Except for if she knew that, she really shouldn't have married him. I don't think this is going to get better. I think this is going to end. There's no way around it. You can't change somebody. Don't get married to the nice guy if you are desiring something more carnal. All right, let's go on to the next one. The title is Didn't Cheat, but Tempted. This one says, I'm so confused. I, 45F means female, have AHL, high libido, married for 20 years to my husband, who is a 49-year-old male. All right, so 45-year-old female, 49-year-old male, married for 20 years. He hasn't shown interest in a very long time. I've tried to talk to him and also recommend he sees his GP or something for physical, emotional, etc., but he won't do anything. I haven't gained any weight even since marriage. I look older, of course, but I take very good care of myself. I just feel invisible. I got hit on recently and could have cheated. I didn't, but I worry that I might the next time I have an opportunity. I just wished he even looked at me sexually. I miss feeling wanted and desired. Help. I think this last line says it a lot. A lot of times men think, oh, I'm going to go be a provider. I'm going to go be a protector. And if I just do that, everything's okay. Women want to feel sexually desired. All the time, men as well. They want to feel sexually desired. And so she's missing that. Like, your spouse should know that you find them attractive. I find it very confusing why a male, I kind of understand the female libido dying down easier because men are, but men have that testosterone. And I ever since I've been on testosterone and I've gotten a little sliver of a taste of what that does for your desire and the need for sex and the frequency of it, I just have a really tough time when I hear that a man doesn't want to have sex with his wife, because I'm like, man, a girl, it doesn't even really matter what she looked like. Like, he wants to bang a female, especially his wife. You got the love factor, and even if the attraction might have been a little bit skewed or something, there is something wrong here. There is something wrong when a man doesn't want to bang his wife, flat out. There is something wrong on that. And I can't tell you what it is. Maybe, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he is on some depression medicine. Some men do have low testosterone, but that might hinder the desire a little bit. But the base level of desire for a need for sex in a man is so great that even if that desire is hindered a little bit, he still should have a very healthy level. And I don't know what men and women expect from each other. If you're not giving them that, I don't know what you expect them to happen. Of course, she's going to be attracted to and tempted to cheat when she is so hungry at home and starving for attention and affection from her husband, and he has no desire at all to give that to her. So anytime you have a man or woman where you have expressed and communicated, hey, there's a problem here, and basically they're like, me, and there's no effort, that marriage is done. You can't have one person trying for both of you. So if you communicate a desire, like, hey, there's a problem here, and then the other person's like, oh man, yeah, I'm glad you told me that. Let's look into this. Let's try to come up with a solution. Basically, if there's no effort, then that person's checked out. It very well could be that he has somebody else on the side. Men want sex, and if he doesn't want it with you, there's a problem. All right, so let's go on to the next one. The title is So Confused on What to Do. I'm a 42 male with a 42 wife, been married 18 years, 2 children, been in a dead bedroom for most of the marriage. Our current streak is a little over 4 years now. When we did have sex, it was to have children, and before And after that was only once a month, if that, and she never initiated it. 99% of the time was duty sex. She does not like anything to do with the act. She does not kiss or like to be held. And the best part, she threw me out of the bedroom about 14 years ago. So the couch has my imprint on it. I don't know what to do anymore. If I leave, I am sure the court will side with her and she will take everything I've worked for. She does not contribute to any of the household bills or anything and never has. I am dead inside. She has pushed me so far away from her and won't even touch me and gets visibly upset that I would even ask for a kiss or a hug. Okay, I have thoughts. It really pisses me off when you have a woman who has been a stay-at-home wife and raised the children, and then a man says she has done nothing to contribute to the household, to the bills, and never has. It's bullshit. Don't tell me that your wife has not contributed. You must have agreed that she was going to be a stay-at-home wife. The value of that is incalculable. So don't tell me that she hasn't contributed financially, never has. That is your story. And so you're only placing as a man value on your wife for the financial contribution. Could very well may be, if you have that attitude, one of the reasons she has no desire for affection for you, because she's turned off. You're not seeing her value of just being a wife and a mother and taking care of the home. Another interesting part of this that I found was the whole thing, she kicked me out of the bedroom 14 years ago. Dude, as a man, you do not allow your wife to kick you out of the bedroom. If she doesn't want to sleep next to you, she can leave. The fact that you allowed that to happen says that you're not a very strong mental husband, and that's likely another reason she can't respect you and therefore is not hitting you up in the sheets. So it sounds like this guy's mindset really needs to be checked. He needs to change into an attitude of appreciation and gratitude to his wife. The symptoms of her kicking her out of the bed, it says a lot. There's a big, big problem there. And all I'm hearing from this is that she's the problem. Well, I'm going to tell you, dude, right now, she's not the problem. You're the problem. You sound like a guy who is ungrateful and doesn't know how to properly take care of a woman and set boundaries. I think this is on you, dude. All right, let's do one more. Oh, this one says, what do you call a relationship between two people where we spend all of our time together, sleep next to each other, eat together, do everything together, live together, but don't even touch one another beyond hugs? That's a friendship. I'm friend-zoned by my own wife. You absolutely are friend-zoned by your own wife. And the big question is, why? Now, you gave us a little bit of clues with this, we spend all of our time together. If you have two people who are spending all the time together, you're suffocating. It is not healthy or conducive or brings a situation of longing and desire for her if you're together all the time. Like, even if you love the person, you're super attracted to them, at one point, they're going to be like, dude, you're getting on my nerves, get away from here. And so give yourself space. Give yourself the opportunity to miss each other. Let that attraction come about. As I'm recording this day, my husband's out of town for a week. It's good for both people to miss each other. Give yourself the opportunity to do that. And so, yes, absolutely. If you're friend zoned, you might just need to start doing your own thing for a bit to create that chemistry once again. Most of the time, if I say a dead bedroom, it's a symptom of underlying root problems. And so what is those underlying root problems? Ultimately, there's many, many possible problems, but the clue in this particular one is the fact that you just are all spending too much time together. I hope this was helpful, and put a comment if you would like to see more of this. Until then, I'll see you next time.